Welcome back to Upper Michigan. Today we are live at the Black Rocks Production Brewery plant, and we are here with Neil Washburn, the packaging coordinator of the plant. Neil, we're looking at the canning production right now. So what does all of this entail?
Well, it entails putting beer in a can, basically. This machine takes the beer from over in our bright tanks, and it runs it through, fills the can, puts the top on it, and sends it through the rest of the machine to get a label and then to get packaged and put out to distribution.
So how many cans do you guys send out on a daily basis?
A typical canning run will package anywhere from 200 cases to maybe 1,300 cases. I guess that would be from 5,000 to 35,000 cans per packaging run.
In terms of overall volume, do you know how much canned beers contribute to the products coming out of this facility?
Yeah, we've always been a can-heavy brewery. And I think last year we put out about 2.5 million cans. So quite a bit. Yeah.
So does the summer season impact you guys' production with the amount of cans that you guys put out on a daily basis?
Absolutely, yeah. Winter time can be a little slower, and then as soon as spring and summer roll up, we definitely start ramping up our production, and the canning machine gets a lot more work.
So by canning your beer, how long is it good for?
That depends on the style. I would say a lot of our beers are good for about 4 months in the can for a fresh taste. Hop-heavy IPAs are definitely a little shorter can life, and things like browns or other less hoppy beers can last a little bit longer.
And the beauty of a canned brew, it's portable. You can take it places with you. How far of a reach do the canned brews have here from Black Rocks? How far are you shipping them out?
Cans are also 100% recyclable, which is pretty cool too. So we ship our beers throughout Michigan predominantly, and then throughout a good portion of Wisconsin.
So how do you guys decide which beers go into the cans versus which one stays in the stayroom?
So our pub is kind of our testing ground, I guess you could say. We'll run through 5 or 6 or 7 different batches of the same beer to kind of get a flavor profile that we're looking for. We also use feedback from customers at the pub, and then ultimately that kind of dictates how we decide which beer goes into a can.
So do you guys taste test while doing this during this process as well, or is that another time?
Yeah, that's definitely a part of the job, is making sure that everything maintains consistent. That's what we strive for, is a consistent product, and tasting it is obviously a big part of that. Yeah.
I'm curious, Neil, because each Black Rocks brew has its very own unique design on the can. What goes into designing these and planning for the aesthetic of a brew?
Aesthetics have always been obviously a big part of our brewery. We have an in-house design guy that comes up with a lot of the designs for our artwork. That is definitely something that we all kind of contribute to as far as ideas, and then he kind of takes those concepts and shapes them into what they end up on the shelf.
So I see that on the belt, is that water that's being splashed on top, and then it goes through this machine is splashing. So why is that, and what does it do for the cans?
So as the can is getting filled, and we can move over there and look at that in a minute, beer is getting splashed around everywhere, and then when the lid is put on, it kind of flings beer everywhere. So there's a little bit of a water rinse, and After that, it goes to a dryer that kind of takes off the excess moisture.
Oh, okay. So that's a dryer that's splashing the water around to push it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just takes off the excess moisture.
Oh, okay.
At what point in this machine is it being filled? At what point in this machine is it being filled?
Over, you can see right over here,
Oh yeah.
we got empty cans here. As they progress in, you can see they get captured right here. And this big bowl that holds all the liquid that's coming through this pipe right here. You can see how cold this is. Just pumped down underneath, up into this big spinning bowl, gets filled, and then comes out the other side. And then down on that end, it receives a lid that is seamed on. And then it moves down the conveyor to get dried off, and a date code printed on the bottom, and then a label if it's a labeled beer.
Very nice. Is there any other part of this process that we're missing here, or are we kind of seeing it all?
No. I guess one thing I would like to point out is that we do date code all of our beers. We talked about freshness earlier. We encourage people to look at that date code and be aware of when your beer was packaged. We would like people to drink the freshest beer possible.
I don't know how anybody could leave a Black Rocks brew in the fridge for any longer than a couple months, but hey, to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Neil, I wanted to thank you. Well, actually, I don't think I asked, what beer is this? I've been trying to tell by the can, but I haven't seen that can before.
This is Super Deluxe. It is our Hellas Lager.
I've had it on tap at the pub before, but never in can.
Well, today's your lucky day.
Today's my lucky day. Hopefully we can give it a try here soon. We have to take another commercial break, but we're going to pick up this conversation, continue talking about what makes Black Rocks Brewery's production in particular unique. We'll be back in 3 minutes.